so far in the competition, she just hasn't looked like herself.
This woman, Camille Blanc-Bazinet, has the potential to knock this thing out of the park.
Camille Blanc-Bazinet is one of the best when it comes to chest-to-bar pull-ups and bar muscle-ups. I expect her to put on a show.
Stand by.
Event number 10, BiCouplet 2 is underway. What are the keys here?
All right, so you have to go fast. The name of the game is speed. With this barbell, you just have to manage. If you're going to break it, you have to be quick to drop and pick it right back up. And then make sure when you're on the rig for those bar muscles, you're holding on. And honestly, this one's just going to hurt. They know it, and you just have to embrace that and know it's going to hurt. Expect the pain.
Camille Blanc-Bazinet is first to the pull-up bar, and she'll have to complete 12 bar muscle-ups. There are 54 total repetitions in this event. The leader's name will be highlighted at the top of your screen in a blue box, and the number of repetitions she has completed will be in the white box next to her name. All the other women, the number next to their names will indicate how many reps they are behind the leader. And Carrie Pierce is another woman, a strong gymnastics background. She looks to do well here in this event.
Carrie Pierce took 7th in the muscle-up event earlier this week. Very strong when it comes to those pulling gymnastic movements. This is an event she'll do very well.
Camille Blanc-Bazinet is first back to the barbell, and Jamie Green and now Carrie Pierce joining her. 9 reps, and if you've watched a lot of CrossFit events, you may notice the numbers on the floor where they have to advance the barbell are closer together. Now, there was a reason for that.
It's tempting. It's very just enticing them to just hold on to that barbell. It can be dangerous if your fitness level is not there in your grip strength and your pulling capacity to be able to hold on to that. If it affects you when you get to the pull-up bar, then you shouldn't have held on. So that's a very good little strategy there. If you can hold on, good for you, but at this point, there's no specific strategy in this event. The work has already been done at home. You're not going to get stronger in this event.
Camille Blanc-Bazinet continues to lead as she is now through 38 of those 54 total repetitions. Jamie Green is fighting with Carrie Pierce for 2nd place in this heat. Green looking to punch her way into the top 10 with a strong performance here, and Camille Blanc-Bazinet continues to tear through this event. She's in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and now just 6 snatches at 85 pounds for Camille Blanc-Bazinet.
Just a reminder that last year she had to withdraw from competition because of a shoulder injury after the first day of competition, so she's back. This has to feel good to be back and looking strong.
The time to beat is 3 minutes 36.42 seconds. That's not going to last much longer as Camille Blanc-Bazinet has just 6 bar muscle-ups to complete.
She uses that big kick to get herself up there. It's a fight. She breaks there at the top just to get a little refresher on the grid. Smart.
And Camille Blanc-Bazinet takes the heat and has the new top time of 3 minutes 2.27 seconds, and now it's a fight for 2nd place between Carrie Pierce and Jamie Green. Pierce is on her bar muscle up, her final set, and she is done, and Carrie Pierce will slot herself into 2nd place right now in the heat and the event. Jamie Green looking to finish 3rd, and she is in. There's a 6-minute time cap to this event, and then a 1-minute reset before we start event number 11. It pays to go quickly. You get more rest.
You get more rest, but it also means that you got a lot more blood pump there in the forearms. And we'll see if some of these ladies that went really quick can hold on then to that lighter bar when they get to it.
Alessandra Pacelli and Tanil Burline. Pacelli's on the right, Burline's on the left, and it's a race to the finish. And we're going to have to wait for the result of the timing chip. And this one comes down to 1/100th of a second as Pacelli finishes just ahead of Tanil Burline. Bethany Shadburn is across the finish line. Margot Alvarez, Caroline Reason-Thibault, Mackenzie Riley also on the floor. Alvarez just finished. Now it's a 3-way sprint to the finish line, and we're going to have another timing chip as Alvarez edges out Riley, who beats Thibault by 4/100ths of a second. So a very close heat there in event number 10, the third of 4 heats, but Camille Blanc-Bazinet had the top time, 3:02.27 seconds, and we expected her to come on with this performance.
No surprise here when it comes to bar muscle-ups. Camille Blanc-Bazinet is the gold standard. She gets herself so high up over that bar, so efficient on her bar muscle-ups because of how high she gets. Keeps that barbell nice and close. She went unbroken every single round, never had to drop the barbell or drop off of the pull-up bar. The only thing she would do is hang out there at the top, kind of flash the grip a little bit just to get a breather before she'd finalize her last reps. No surprise here, she is your event leader so far.
Results from the third of 4 heats for the women. Camille Blanc-Bazinet, the top time 3:02.27 seconds. Carrie Pearson 16 seconds behind her. And then Jamie Green followed by Alessandra Pacelli by 1/100th of a second over Tanil Berline.
All right, so now's the waiting game. You have a couple options. You can just stand around. You can do jumping jacks. Here's what Camille Blanc-Bazinet is doing. She's trying to hold on. She wants to keep her momentum up and treat this as its one full event.
Let's send it down to Mike Arsenault on the competition floor.
Thanks, Sean. I'm with one of our members of the broadcast team, the original CrossFit strongman, Rob Orlando. You faced a similar test to these athletes back at the 2010 CrossFit Games, but with an added wrinkle. What was that?
Well, the added wrinkle was that we were underneath the StubHub Center, in the bowels of the StubHub Center, and we had no idea what the events were going to be. When we got brought out onto the floor, Dave Castro said, 3, 2, 1, go. You guys have a 7-minute AMRAP of a couplet. You had 1 minute transition into another 7-minute AMRAP, 1 minute rest, right into another 7-minute AMRAP. But again, we had no idea what was coming our way. My advice to these athletes is get yourself in the right state of mind so that you can get back on the floor and sprint on the next piece, because these are both worth 100 points.
Thanks, Rob. Sean, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. We're set for event number 11, the BiCouplet 1. The reps have increased, but the difficulty has decreased, as has the weight.
The weight is now 55 pounds, but we're adding a lot of reps. And so now what we've been seeing in this second couplet is that the grip is blown up, the forearms are tired. So by the time some of these ladies get to the pull-up bar, they're fatigued and they have to come off the pull-up bar. I'm going to watch what Carrie Pierce does. She's in the fastest heat because of Camille Blanc-Bazinet leading these events so far. I'm anxious to see if she drops, and she did. This is really smart. The only way she can catch Camille Blanc-Bazinet on the pull-up rig is if she breaks these up and keeps that grip loose.
Margot Alvarez is your leader. 90 now total repetitions in this event, and Margot Alvarez is through her first 21 snatches, and now on to the chest-to-bar pull-ups.
Margot Alvarez is not one of the strongest when it comes to the muscle-ups. So I think what we're seeing here is Margot didn't put as much of the work in or work as fast and have the same effects from the first event as other athletes did. She needs to push herself as hard as she can here in this one, so I think she came out really strong.
Camille Blanc-Bazinet is back in the lead as Carrie Pierce, Jamie Green, and Sandra Pacelli swap second place. That is Camille Blanc-Bazinet second in, as Bethany Shadler, closest to your camera, hops off the pull-up bar. And now Camille Blanc-Bazinet onto the set of 15, as is Jamie Green. So the two of them back on the barbell as they lead this third of 4 heats here in event number 11. "15 snatches at 55 pounds here in round 2.
Look at the difference between these two athletes. Green on the left of your screen uses her hips, opens up, and then she re-dips back underneath the bar. Much more efficient technique. Camille's trying to go really fast, but she's doing a lot of pull from her back, and that's taking a little more toll out of her than Green.
Well, Jamie Green is just a couple of reps back with Camille Blanc-Bazinet, who is now done with her round of 15, and Camille Blanc-Bazinet onto the pull-up bar for 15 chest-to-bar pull-ups. 100 points to the winner of each of these events. A big opportunity for all of these women in this heat to get themselves into the top 10 and closer to a spot where they can contend for a podium finish. Camila Blanc-Bazinet just rips through those pull-ups, and now the set of 9.
And now she's feeling it. She did break that setup into 2 sets on the pull-up rig. She's breaking up these barbells, and that's because she has to. So if the other ladies are feeling okay, this is where they could overtake her.
Camila Blanc-Bazinet is your leader. Carrie Pierce and Jamie Green are on the barbell as well, as is Sandra Pacelli, but Carrie Pierce is starting to close the gap, as is Jamie Green, but Blanc-Bazinet continues to work as she is through now 81 of the 90 total repetitions. 9 pull-ups remain for Camila Blanc-Bazinet, Carrie Pierce, and Jamie Green onto the pull-up bar as well. And Blanc-Bazinet no rep, and she's off as Carrie Pierce and Jamie Green continue to work. Carrie Pierce on the right of your screen is just trying to get through every rep she does, and it's going to be Carrie Pierce who takes the heat. Camila Blanc-Bazinet will come in second. And now here comes Jamie Green across the finish line.
That was awesome. That was an awesome race, and that is the effects of these 2 events back to back.
Sandra Pacelli is across the finish line, as Carrie Pierce now has the top time in this event at 3:44.90 seconds. Bethany Shadburn is in.
This event is all about intensity. There's a couple ways you can add the intensity. You can add weight to the barbell, or you can decrease that weight and go a lot faster. It hurts when you do that. These women are breathing so hard. The lung capacity needed to go this quick. They're easy movements. They're easy for them, but when you do them quickly a lot, this volume, it hurts.
Mackenzie Riley finishing up, and Tanil Burline is in. Carol-Ann Reason-Thibault just crossed the finish line, and now Margot Alvarez. As every woman in the third of 4 heats completes event 11 inside that 6-minute time cap. And the top athletes in this heat are now the top athletes in the event, as Carrie Pierce sets the new mark at 3:44.90 seconds.
Green was one of the earlier athletes to lead this event with Camila Blanc-Bazinet. She was nice and strong, used her hips, very efficient on that barbell. Camila Blanc-Bazinet just is so aggressive on these pull-ups. She went unbroken on the first set, held on to her barbell in the first set. She had to start breaking up the snatches later. Carrie Pierce was the one who broke early on the barbell, and that allowed her the strength to hold on for her final set of 9, while the other 2 women had to come down, and that's what got her the win.
But Carrie Pierce now has a new top mark, 3:44.90 seconds, as she beats Camila Blanc-Bazinet across the finish line. Jamie Green and Alessandra Pacelli, 3rd and 4th. Bethany Shadburn sits in 5th, and Carrie Pierce is with Mike Arsenault.
Carrie, a great performance here on both event number 10 and event number 11. Looks like that might push you into the top 10 as we close things out here on Saturday night. What is it about your technique that makes you so effective in gymnastics movements?
I just have to let loose. A lot of people try and muscle things, and that's one thing I used to do. So I have to just kind of let things flow and make sure that I am using my hips and stuff more than just my arms to pull, especially when your grip gets that tired at the end. I have to think about relaxing it on the way down, because otherwise you get to relieve your grip for a little bit, and then just the pull up, obviously you have to use your grip, and with the snatches you just have to be smart on the bar.
So far this week, you've had a placement as high as 2nd and as low as 23rd. What has been the most enjoyable part of your 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games?
To be honest, like neither of those 2. The most enjoyable part was actually the speed clean and jerk ladder, because like each year I've gotten better and my strength has improved. That's one thing we've been working a lot on. So